What's good, everybody? This is Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about finding slope from a graph using 2 points. But before we get started today, I want to ask you all to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and to leave any comments for future videos you would like to see. So let's get started for today. So remember that slope, right? We use the variable m to define slope. And slope is just how steep a line is, okay? And when we're trying to find the slope, what we're looking for is our change in our y over the change in our x. And this is how we get the term rise over run. Because the change in our y is how much we go up and down, and the change in our x is how much we go to the left or the right. And after we understand rise over run, we have to know that there are 4 different types of slope. And I'm gonna go through each of them so that you guys could understand. But before we do that, remember that we read or look at graphs from left to right, okay? We read it in the same fashion we read a book. So when we look at the first type of slope, I want you all to understand that this is a positive slope. And positive slopes, what I tell students is, it's a slope that looks like you're climbing up some stairs or you're going up a hill, okay? So if you look at that line from left to right and it looks like you're going up an incline, up some stairs, that is a positive slope, all right? Now, on the other hand, let's say that the line is slanted downwards. It looks like we're going down the escalator, down the stairs. That is a negative slope. And the next one, right, and these 2 next ones, they're easy to get mixed in with each other. So try to know the difference, right? So when we have a horizontal line, or when we think about just the ground that we walk on, all horizontal lines have a slope of 0. All right, so there is a slope, it's just 0. So remember, horizontal line, there is a slope, it's just 0. Okay, and then now when we go to the last type of slope, which is undefined, this means that there is no slope at all. All right, and I like students saying no slope because sometimes they just don't understand that when you say undefined. So when you have a vertical line, guys, just remember there is no slope at all. No slope, not a slope of 0. No, there is no slope at all. So now that we talked about the different types of slope, let's go down and look at a few problems. So when we look at these practice problems, I want you guys to understand that I drew these triangles. This is optional. But when you use those 2 dots and you formulate a triangle, it's easier for us to calculate our run and our rise, right? Because all we're going to be doing now is just basically counting how many spaces we went up and down and over. And this is what I mean. So we start at that top dot, right? And that's highlighted. And I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7 right there, right? And then for my run, I now go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right? And understand that slope is a fraction, rise over run. So when I go to put my answer is going to be 7 over 9. And because that line is slanting downwards, right, like we're going down some stairs, it's a negative slope. So negative 7 over 9. Okay? Now let's go to the second problem. In our second problem, we have a positive slope. So when I'm looking at this, what we're going to do, I'm going to start off with the higher dot and it does not matter which dot you go from. We could start from the lower dot and go up, or we could start from the dot that's up higher and go down. Either way, it will not change the rise over run, okay? So in this problem, I noticed that I went down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our rise was 4. And then our run was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we put this together, guys, our slope is going to be 4/6. And even though we counted down, that has nothing to do with whether it's a positive or negative slope. When we look at that line on the graph, it is slanting upwards. It's a positive slope. What we could do, though, is reduce this by dividing both the top and bottom number by 2 to get 2/3 as our slope. Okay? So just remember, guys, when we're talking about slope, when we're using 2 dots on the graph, it doesn't matter what order we go from or which dot we go from. As long as we count our spaces correct for rise over run, we will get the same answer. But before we go, let's just finish up these last 2 problems, okay? So when we look at number 3, right, our rise is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a rise of 4, and I know my run is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let's put this together. We have a rise of 4, a run of 5, and if I look at my line, right, this line is slanting downwards as if I'm going down some stairs. This is a negative slope, right? So thank you guys for joining us today. This is Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters. Just remember, when it comes to slope, guys, and we're trying to find slope using 2 points on the graph, make sure you count your rise over run, double check it, and make sure you add your negative if it's a negative slope. If it's positive, make sure you keep it positive. And all horizontal lines have a slope of 0, and all vertical lines have no slope. They are considered undefined. So thank you guys for joining us today. This is Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters. Join us next time.